was the most impressive thing about Domingo tonight?
I thought he filled up the strike zone for the most part, and especially after giving up first pitch home run. Unfazed, and was really pitch efficient and pounded the strike zone for the most part and kind of cruised there a little bit. Ran into, obviously, a little bit of trouble there in the sixth, but I thought he was really efficient. His fastball command was there, and a really strong outing for us, especially after getting punched there right before the roll call even started.
How impressive is that to see him do that, give up that first pitch home run, and then come back and do what he did? I think he struck out the side.
Yeah, I think but we've come to see that with him. You know, a little bit of adversity in the course of the game hasn't really affected him. He's done a good job of regrouping, and I thought he was really good tonight.
Are you going to run out of superlatives for Gleyber Torres anytime soon?
Yeah, that was impressive. You know what? I thought all our guys tonight. Snell was good, man. That guy is stuff-wise, man. I don't know. You know, I'm thinking when we're in Houston, seeing some of those guys throw and seeing Snell tonight, it's difficult. But you know, even when we hadn't scored yet, we made it really hard on him. And a lot of 3-2 counts. You know, he won some of them, but we really made him work, and you know, created some traffic there, and eventually we're able to obviously break through on a huge hit, another huge hit by GT there. So just really pleased overall with our guys on a tough night, facing a tough guy. We made it hard on him, and even if we hadn't scored there and broke through, you know, it was like his night was probably going to be over, and you know, who knows what happens from there. But yeah, Gleyber, he's been great.
Damn.
His ability to hit home runs or come up with big hits, like you said, in big spots, is that something that is maybe as impressive as anything else that he's doing? The clutch variety of the hits?
I think it's his ability to adjust within the at-bat. I've seen it I feel like I've seen it a number of times this year where he may look bad on a pitch, and then gets deep into a count, and he's hit a lot of different pitches out for home runs. You know, whether it's off-speed pitches, fastballs, you know, different quadrants of the strike zone. He's shown an ability to handle different pitches. Obviously, the ability to go the other way and into the big part of the field. So, his in-game adjustability is both him and Miggy. Their ability to adjust to what a pitcher's doing, and in the course of a bat, has been something I've been really pleased with.
Kenny, and then pass it to Mike.
Aaron, Herman started the season as your sixth starter. He wasn't starting, and now he's up to number 4 on the depth chart. How important is it to just get the level of competence you're getting from him that you can?
It's huge. I mean, you know, we've run out to a good record here, and you know, the offense and our bullpen gets talked about a lot, and I know they talk about, you know, us looking for starters and all that, but you know, the reason we've been able to string wins together a lot of different times has been the starting rotation. And you know, it hasn't always meant 7-8 innings, obviously, but for the most part, they've strung together and given us a chance to win most every night. And they're a big reason why, and Domingo's a big part of that, why we're in a good position here.
Mike, to the left.
Aaron, when you give the ball to Betances and Chapman at the end of the game, can you believe that these were two guys that struggled as much as they did last year?
The game's humbling. The game will get you. I don't care how great you are. So, you know, struggles, adversity, you play long enough, even when you're great. That's part of it. It's how you respond to it. It's how you grow from it. And, you know, I know in both those guys, you know, I don't know if you could feel much better about handing it to two guys at the end of the game than those guys right now.
Chris and Dan.
Aaron, Hicks has 11 for his last 36. Have you seen anything different out of him, more comfortable at the plate, anything specifically?
I don't know. I mean, his at bat quality, I feel like, is always strong. I feel like he's really driven the ball. It feels like right-handed over the last handful of times he's gotten to get right-handed at bats. But the one thing he does good is he really makes it difficult on a pitcher. And tonight he kind of set the tone there. His first at bat has a long at bat and hits a bullet to right field for the out. And then 8 pitch at bat, probably his next time where he strikes out, hits a ball, and then smokes the homer. He probably doesn't get the credit, when they talk about all our other guys. He doesn't get the credit for being a guy that really understands the strike zone really, really well from both sides of the plate. He controls the strike zone and got us going with a big long one the other way tonight.
It looked like you gave Gary a little bit of a pep talk in the dugout, maybe after he dropped the pop-up. Mm-hmm. What did you make of his night overall? He came back and threw the runner out at third as well.
Yeah, I thought he had a really good night behind the plate. I thought he had good at bats too, a couple walks, and then another. I think the 3-1 pop-up. I feel like he's in a great, strong position and just misses that pitch, but I thought he caught really well behind the plate. The only thing I was talking with him was just the communication stuff. He was calling for that ball, and it's probably walk to call him off in that spot. It's an easier play for the first baseman is all that I was communicating with him. But I thought he was strong all night behind the plate. I thought he led Domingo well, and I thought he did look fresh behind the plate, and I thought he had some good at-bats. After the first one where, he punches on the ball in the dirt, I thought he settled in and didn't let that affect him and didn't go up there and chase the result, but just, I think, really focused on having quality at-bats, and I thought he did for the most part.
Dan, can you pass it behind you?
Aaron, do you know if you're in first place or second place?
No, and that's funny you say that. And the only reason I don't know is as somebody pointed that out to me right before the game. They're like, "What? Do you know what this means?" I don't. So just trying to rack up wins when we can.
Brian, do you have a last one? Go ahead, give him the mic.
You talked about Sanchez not being affected, I guess, by that first hit. But, just you personally, how impressed are you with the way Chapman has pitched, not being affected by the knee? He looks, to all outward, 100% or even more than what most people would be able to do.
I just love the way he competes. He wants the ball. And, obviously I like giving him the ball. But he's a really good competitor. And he loves being out there in the fire. And I think he just likes to play. And, so he obviously takes really good care of his body. He's a tremendous athlete, and so I think he does everything he needs to be ready to go when that ninth inning calls. So I'm not surprised just because of who he is, competitively speaking, and the kind of athlete he is.